Hey, what's good, everybody? This is EJ.
It's your boy Kenny.
It's Francis.
And this is the Banter 3 FC podcast with three friends that love the game and love talking all things football. Before we get started today, I want to remind you guys we are on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and Apple Podcasts. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, share all our content. You can find us on all streaming platforms at Banter 3 FC. Appreciate the love and support. We made it through another our first season, the inaugural season of the Banter 3 FC podcast.
Woo!
So
yes, we
I want
did.
to show love to the fans, the supporters, the followers, the likers, the commenters, the subscribers, all that. We are nothing without you guys. So appreciate you guys showing us love throughout this long, grueling season. Let's get into it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the final episode of the 2024-2025 season is here. On today's episode, we're giving out season awards, transfer grades, and then we're going to wrap it up. And again, it's just crazy. Can't believe we went through a full season. Never thought we'd make a podcast.
Oh, no.
With all the hours we spend arguing on the phone at halftime, post-match, pre-game sometimes.
Nah, we said, why not bring that to the platform? And
Yeah, the vision. It's a beautiful thing. And happy we beat the statistics. So without further ado, we'll kind of get you guys going on what today's episode will be. So like I said, we're going to give season awards and we're going to give out transfer grades. So the first part of the show, we keep a running list, actually, of players that transfer to our clubs or transfer out of our clubs. Basically, any transfers that have anything to do with any of the players that we have on our teams or we like or whatever the case may be. We give them a grade at the end of the year, and the rule is if they come from outside of the Prem, they have a 2-year grace period to get acclimated before they're really, really harshly critiqued on what their performance was for the season. But if they are a Premier League club that goes to another Premier League club, they only get 1 year. So,
1 year.
Without further ado, first on the list is Nicholas Jackson coming in to Chelsea from
That's not the order. That's not the order that we saw. That's not the order on the list, but that's fine.
That's my order.
Yeah, that's the order I have.
Okay.
Of course, it's not the one you have.
I have Kiwior first, but that's okay. That's fine. No problem.
We
did
Kiwior. Kiwior we already did. That was January. You don't have the updated list. I sent it out.
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
I sent it out with the people in January.
There's always.
I got that. That's okay.
There's always someone in the. No, there was always someone in the group project that doesn't read the emails or doesn't read the memos or doesn't read the text
at all.
That so happens to be Francis.
At all.
That so happens to be Francis.
You think. That's fine. Since he is a Chelsea player, I'm assuming I will begin. So, Nicholas Jackson. Nico. I had a grade. I wrote it down. And to be honest, I have to change the grade. Even though obviously the FIFA Club World Cup is going on. But keep it short, C-. And honestly, after what I saw today, sell him. I don't want him on this club anymore.
EJ, what was he today? What was Nicholas Jackson today? That red card?
Rash. Go
I
ahead.
believe
I
that's the
support
answer
you.
you're looking for.
Yeah,
Rash,
Absolutely
ill-disciplined,
disgusting, to
yeah,
be honest. But go ahead.
lacked maturity,
you.
whatever you want to call any of the
Oh,
above.
yeah, I'll go. Yeah, Nicholas Jackson. To me, I actually gave him a B minus.
I actually agree with
Um,
him, to be honest. But go ahead.
okay, I actually gave him a B minus. Like we always say, first year he could have had 20 goals if he just, was a better finisher. Um, this year, I do think that Chelsea missed him when he got hurt. Especially Cole Palmer. I do think he does a lot for you guys when he does have his head on straight. It's just those times where, and even this year, we were all talking about how he's finally kind of getting better in his finishing. Remember that game against West Ham where he had a couple goals, and throughout the year we've just talked about how
Mm.
okay he's being more clinical in front of goals. So to me, overall B minus. He could be a player that's gonna get on your nerves, get a red card, do something dumb. Um, the lack of immaturity is obviously there, but I do think he is a good player. He just needs to grow up and kind of put it all together.
Isha?
Yeah, so for me, honestly, I almost changed the grade off of the red card that I saw today, but I was like, you know what? Let me not be petty. This was already predetermined, so we'll leave it be. But for me, I agree with you, Kenny. I actually gave him a B minus. My thing with Nicholas Jackson when he first got to the league was his finishing. He had all of the other tools, the dribbling, the strength, the hold up play, being able to play off of him, all that stuff. It was his finishing that was always an issue. But now in the second season, it's funny because if he was a Prem player that went to a Prem team, he would have been judged off of that. He probably would have got like a B or a B plus or something. But like now after this past year, I feel like the reason why I gave him a B minus is because he still has all of those tools. It's still missing that finishing piece. But now also I'm starting to see he has a bit of a discipline thing. And it's not even because of today's situation. I even think back. Didn't he get a red card
Newcastle.
towards the end of the season to not be able to play the rest of the season, which almost jeopardized you not being able to make it into Champions League? So it's like things like that for me. Yeah, he's just a bit rash, doesn't make good decisions, but
He's also suspended for the
hopefully,
first. He's also suspended for the first 2 games of the year next year too because of that red card.
yeah. So that's what I mean. So ill
Mhm.
discipline. So that's why I gave him a B minus. Hopefully, he learns and grows from all of this stuff, though.
We can only hope and pray.
Yeah.
Well, you have Liam Delap, your
But
number 9.
Let's
yeah,
reserve
it's all
judgment.
good. Well, don't worry, he'll be on next year's list, not this year. We'll keep things rolling. Up next on the list, Jaden Sancho.
Yes.
I honestly,
Do you
I
want to
don't
start?
even know
You can
what.
start.
Oh, I'll start because he started with us, and
Yeah.
then he's been
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
doing a
Yeah.
tour
Yeah.
of Europe. I don't even
Gallivanting,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what to put for this, to be honest. I just went with a C. I don't know whether to put his experience at United, his experience at Dortmund, his experience at Chelsea. I don't know which one to pick. For me, for United, he's a C. When he went to Dortmund, A plus. He went to the Champions League final. So
Facts.
Chelsea, a B, B plus. Go ahead.
I'm only speaking on the Chelsea side of things. I actually gave him a B minus, and honestly, the only reason that I gave him a B minus is to keep it short. As you guys remember, there are times where there's a player there, like he's talented, he's gifted, but sometimes it's like, bro, do something. All this like little feints and dribbles and doing all this stuff that just to pass back, like, bro, a couple times that you actually took the initiative and just strike the ball. What's the word? Actually, took a strike and shot the ball. You scored. You need to do that more. He didn't do that enough for me. I want him to be more aggressive because he has the talent and gifts to do it.
So for me, I'm gonna give 1 grade for Jaden Sancho, period. But I'm gonna break it up into 2 parts. So on the one hand, with United, he got there. He had a few amount of good games, but his overall tenure there was just black. It wasn't really anything. So for that, I give it like a C minus, D plus, something like that. And then when he got to Chelsea, it looked pretty good. Like especially early days, he looked really good. Then kind of faded away. So then it's kind of like a B minus, C plus. So like the whole thing really averages out to like a C. He's a player who you can see that there's something there, but for one reason or another, it's just not working out like long term in the Prem. I don't know what it is. Because when he leaves, he looks great. It's just in the Prem. It doesn't. It might be another Anthony, but that's another conversation for another day.
I'll take a Bettis, Anthony.
But yeah, let's keep things rolling. Up next, Rasmus Hodgland.
Hoyland. Rasmus. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. To me, he was C minus. If we remember his first year, started off slow, but then he went on that incredible run where he couldn't stop scoring. Anything he did, he scored. So I think about that, and I think about what I've always said. He's a very young guy. His transfer value like quadrupled within like 2 years. It was a lot of hype, and people wanted him to be the main striker coming in. He was never supposed to be that. This is a guy where we're supposed to grow him into the team. So he's a young player. This is what's going to happen. He's not going to come out and score every single game and do things like that. He's supposed to get few minutes where he could show us something, grow his confidence, and be that player for the future. So for that reason, I give him a C minus. Hopefully, he gets himself back on track next year, or might get sold. Whatever happens.
Straight like that. To be honest, that scoring run that he had is the only reason he got a C minus. I was literally going to give him a D plus, but that scoring run saved him. So I'm gonna give him a C minus.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's just a C. His first year, I thought he looked pretty good. But then this year, he just looked dreadful. Yeah, so just a straight C. No, because I remember me and Kenny used to talk about it like his first year. He just looked like could be good with hold up play, ready to be physical, get stuck in. He could score, he's a poacher, but I don't know. He just fell away in this past year, so just a straight C for me. We'll keep it rolling. Up next on the list, Drewsbury Hall.
C. There's nothing to it. He shouldn't have been in the club to begin with, but whatever.
C. EJ, did you see Drewsbury Hall?
I agree. I agree. That's why I said standard C. I agree with that. He shouldn't have been in the club in the first place. All he did was play the Conference League games. That's it. To be honest, so I mean, you can't even
warrant that.
Because you.
That's what I'm saying. What did he?
Let him finish.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Because I mean, it's not like you're gonna give him. It's not like he's gonna give him like an F because he did some god awful nonsense. He didn't really play as much. Unlike for instance, I saw Hoyland play. That's why his grade is that low. You didn't see Drewsbury Hall played enough to be.
You gave Rasmus Hoyland a C minus, and you gave Drewsbury Hall a C. I would love to be in your class.
Did you?
I don't have to show up.
My explanation.
EJ, we don't have to
I'm
show
just
up to
trying my
Francis'
truth.
class. We're gonna get a C.
Shit, not in my class.
That doesn't make
Love
sense.
those type of professors. Love those
That's
type
right.
of professors.
Professor Francis, Drewsbury Hall, for what you said, I'm not going to give him an F. That was never my grade. He was a solid D because if he was good enough, guess what? He would be on there in that pitch, but he wasn't. That's why he was playing in the Conference League. So for that reason, he's a D.
F. Bought him for absolute. There was absolutely no reason. He literally
Excellent.
pulled up and was just there. So F. I'm
I
sorry.
said it from jump, so I agree.
F.
All right. A C is crazy.
That doesn't even make sense to me, but again, it is what it is. Up next on the list, Malo Gusto.
Malo Gusto. What did I give him? Okay, yeah. Malo Gusto, I'm gonna give him I gave him a B. There are definitely times where obviously during the Reece James injury era, he was there and he was putting in some good performances.
It's not an error, it's his career. It's not an
No,
error.
we're not, no. We're not going to do that. No.
It's
We're
not an error.
We're not going to do that.
He's
We're
always
not gonna
hurt.
do that. No. The past couple of years, yes, but we're not doing that. We're not going to disrespect Reece James, my captain. We're not doing that. Thank you very much.
What's the disrespect?
Anyway,
It's factual.
we're not doing that.
Yo, he's saying like he's talking like I say he stink. I say he's just never healthy.
Guess what? He's back now. That's fine. But anyway, basically, long story short, Malo Gusto, while Reece James was out, he had several good performances. Unfortunately, now it's been tailing off where he has been a little bit of a liability and he has been getting beat, unfortunately. But overall, I'm going to give him a B as a grade.
Kenny?
I actually had him at an A minus. I thought, especially like you said, Reece James being out, he was one of your better players last season. Especially this is year 2, correct? So yeah, I thought he held down the fort. Not only was he, doing well defensively, but he was also kind of either, doing, some dangerous crosses or even scoring. I remember, if I remember correctly. I thought he had really good performances. So based off of that, I gave him an A minus. So I'll stick with that.
I actually gave Malo Gusto a B plus. I like him as a player. I like what he offers. Very dynamic, has an engine, gets up and down the field, can play left or right back, and does it both at a pretty quality level. So, and a young player, up and coming. I like him, so I gave him B plus. Okay. We'll roll on to the next one. Axel Disasi.
C minus. Straight away. Actually, no. Actually, to be honest, yeah, I'm gonna give C minus because there were definitely games where he was a pure liability on the pitch. But there are also games where he did score, and those goals, even though they were far and few, but some of those goals were kind of important. But I mean, overall, he's not a top quality center back. But I mean, that's why he's not in the club anymore. Anyway, he's on loan. He was on loan at Aston Villa, but I expect him to be sold. To be honest, so it is what it is.
Okay.
Disasi, I actually gave a C, but I think I'm right with you with a C minus. He just tends to make a lot of mistakes. I'm not sure if it's more so on him or the pairing with Badiashile. It's just like an accident waiting to happen with those two.
Absolutely.
He's a physical guy. There are some games where he's made some crucial tackles or he'll score off a corner. Kind of shown that spirit, but just defensively, he's a liability. So C minus for me.
Yeah, I gave Disasi a C minus. He was always the greatest when it came to celebrating, Anybody that scored, he got your back to come and celebrate. So give him credit for that. But outside of that, that man cannot. He's a liability on defense and a mistake waiting to happen. But he's not the worst signing that I've ever seen. I've seen worse. So I'm gonna give him a C minus.
That's a great segue to the next player. Please go ahead.
Thank you. So up next, not Amadou, Andre Onana, the goalkeeper of Manchester United.
Remember, respect yourself, Kenny.
What do you mean?
Go ahead.
I say this with all I say this with all due respect. Andre Onana is an F. He is an F, a failure. He is a failed signing. We signed him as a goalie because he was able to use his feet. He clears the ball every single time. I've never seen him make oh my God. He tries to, it doesn't work out. He was also supposed to be a goalie. We let David De Gea go for nothing. He was supposed to come in and make saves. Guess what? When he touches the ball, it goes in. It makes the ball want to go in more. He can't use his feet. He can't make any saves. We want to play a passing out of the back system with a goalie that can't do anything. I don't know, it's like I want to have like a Stephen A. Smith, Kwame Brown moment. His hands are too small.
That's exactly what it sounds like already. That's what it sounds like right now.
I don't know what else grade you can. He's a goalie that can't make saves and can't use his feet. So he's an F.
Go ahead, Francis. Go ahead.
I went with a C minus.
You are on drugs.
No. Listen. I'm gonna make it quick and short. Yes, we have seen Andre Onana pull a lot of tomfoolery. I can admit that. But also, I've seen tomfoolery on my team. But we're talking about Onana right now. I understand the frustrations, but there have been times where he has, even though like I said, it's not a lot, he has made some really good saves. Although the feet situation as a goalkeeper is very crucial. And I mean, I get it. It's not good. It's not good. You expect more from a person who was literally the number one goalkeeper of a Champions League finalist team, literally 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So I get it. But I just don't think he's as bad as what you portray. If you want shite, I'll give you shite in Robert Sanchez.
We'll come back to that. My grade for Onana is a D. What a fall from grace. A Champions League finalist of a goalkeeper turned out to be after joining Man U. Because I remember Arsenal were in for him that same summer. We were trying to buy or get him on a free transfer. And then he ended up going to you guys. And I remember I was a little bit annoyed, but then it just turned out to be one of those things where, thank God it wasn't us. Thank God. Thank God. But yeah, why isn't Robert Sanchez on this list?
Did we not do him?
Oh yeah, he was a year, right? From Brighton.
We never graded.
Was it January?
I can give him.
No.
I could have sworn
No.
Okay. No, let's go.
No. He came from Brighton, so he should have been. Was that this year?
Nah, he's been there for 2
years. It's been 2.
Okay, so
maybe, we did it last year. We did it while we were obviously on the podcast, but yeah.
I'll give him the grade this year.
He's not on the
list.
An
F.
He's not on the list. Go check.
He's an F. He is a flat F.
He's not on the list.
Capital F with 2 lines and 1 line like this.
You are dead wrong. You are dead wrong.
Did you
Robert
see the
Sanchez
today?
Robert Sanchez.
Bob.
Yes, he might. He, to me, this is off the cuff. I'll go with a B minus. I think you exasperate everything he does. I really
Dog.
do. He makes amazing saves. Then I remember what was that save, EJ? Like he made a save and the ball couldn't go anywhere else. He was, oh, he should have parried that out. He should have not let. It's
He
like,
he he just hates him. It's a personal thing.
yeah.
Are we
Personal.
actually
So yeah,
taking the piss right now, dog? What are we? Are we actually being serious right now?
Bob
A
Sanchez
B,
is
I'm
an
not.
a B
F,
what?
a B
I
minus.
refuse to engage in this. I'm not going to give him a B minus. He's definitely a C. C, maybe C minus, but no for me,
EJ, from
nothing outside of that.
my goalie is an F. So anyone, Bob
You have an
Sanchez could
F
be an A.
minus, so I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. You have
So
an F
Sanchez
minus.
would be an A to me.
You think you
I
suffered?
wish
You
I
haven't suffered.
Princess,
No,
I
you haven't
wish we can
suffered.
just play like
You haven't
career
suffered.
mode and just swap. I really want to just swap for just 1 year.
Player swap.
And
I have
then
no
maybe
problem
you
with player
have
swap.
and maybe your eyes
have
will
no-
open up to see what I go through week in, week out. I really do.
Well, listen, guys. This isn't a podcast about the worst goalkeepers in the Prem. We have to keep things rolling. Let's focus. Let's zero back in. Come on, reel it back in.
What a blasphemous
Thank you,
Up
host. I
next.
almost lost it.
What a
No, it's okay.
blasphemous
It's okay.
statement
That's
for you
what
to
I'm here
make.
for. Hey,
Go ahead.
whoa, Francis, easy. I know you got them goggles on tight. Take it easy, my boy. But we'll keep it rolling. Up next, Petrovic.
Watch
Petrovic,
the tone
who
change.
should, who, you know me, who should be the number one goalkeeper at Chelsea if we don't get Mike Mignon. Petrovic is an A minus for me. And the reason I'm saying that is because when he played under Poch as our number one goalkeeper, he was actually one of our best players, straight up. And then he goes on loan at Strasbourg, and what does he do? He's the player of the season over there. The guy is, even though, yes, he's young, he's going to be a force. He's going to be a force. I just pray that this Blue Coat company takes off their eyeballs for a second and realizes they have a potential great goalkeeper here instead of just trying to dish him out and get money for him. But signing wise, he's going to be a good player. In fact, no, he's going to be a great goalkeeper, I think.
Kenny.
Petrovic, I put him as a B. Yes, he did have a great year. But yeah, I still think there was a lot more growth to be done on his end, but I just didn't think he was worth an A, so I went with a B.
Yeah, I just gave him a C because, in my opinion, I don't know how you could be much higher if you didn't. Like, we rate this off of what you've done in the Prem for your team. He didn't play enough to be. Yeah, he has potential. Yeah, he has like room to grow. Yeah, he's a young goalkeeper, but he didn't do anything for Chelsea to warrant them signing him. And that's what this is about. Not his potential.
So you're just going to leave out the entire year he had under Poch, right?
No, I'm saying he didn't play the entire year. He played a large portion, but he didn't play the entire year.
Okay.
Because Robert Sanchez played a good portion of the year that year as well. I'm just saying he played. He did pretty good. He wasn't like earth-shattering, groundbreaking, and then he didn't play for your team again. So for me, that's a C, just off of that, because he didn't do anything for your club.
Okay. We won't. I can delve into ones, but this is not the space for this right now, so that's fine. Go ahead.
I feel like this is the Chelsea transfer grade list.
You know it
It's
was.
just Chelsea
They
players.
bought.
Yeah.
They literally went on a shopping
They
spree.
did
so-
spend
Yeah.
almost $1 billion. No, over $1 billion, right? Is that what the ticker says?
Doesn't matter, man.
Francis.
But yeah. Up next, Romeo Lavia. Go ahead, Fran.
Excuse me. Romeo. I gave him a B. And the only reason, and I honestly, potentially, I think this is going to be an A in the future. But for right now, I'm going to give him a B. Only because he has been out with injuries for a long time. But the games he has played, you can see this is a quality young man right here.
Yes, EJ doesn't care enough to hang around.
Clearly.
I'll go.
Clearly.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say Romeo, where art thou? Because that's what we always ask about
I
him.
was leaning. I was gonna voice
that's what we always ask. We see the talent when he plays. We see his quick feet, his composure on the ball. We see how he elevates even the likes of Moise Caicedo, Enzo, and we ask, where is he? Injuries, unfortunately, but from what I've seen, I was gonna go with a B, but I'll go with a B minus just because we haven't seen enough.
That's fair.
So for me, Lavia is a B. From what I saw of him, that boy raw. That boy is raw. He has like this spatial awareness in the middle of the field and the athleticism, the strength, the technical ability to do whatever. I like him a lot as a player. I rate him, but he's never healthy. He would have been like a A, but for me, he's like a B or a B minus just because he's never available. But he's a good player. I rate him very highly.
Fair.
Yeah,
I agree.
So up next, Pedro Neto.
Yes, Pedro. I gave Pedro a B plus. Even though the goal output wasn't necessarily always there, I definitely do feel like he, from his winger position, obviously he's very versatile. He can play on the left, he can play on the right, even kind of sometimes can play centrally if need be. Although it didn't happen a lot, but I definitely do feel like he was able to make impacts throughout the year. Obviously, for me, I just want him to get a little bit more goal impact throughout this upcoming year, which he has been doing so far in this FIFA Club World Cup. So I want to continue progressing with that, but I have a B minus for him.
I've told you how much this signing pissed. I've told you how much this signing pissed me off when it happened. This was a player that I wanted for United badly. To me, he's an A. He even when he doesn't score an assist, he's so direct that he usually changes the flow of the game. There's some games where even this season, I think he was just kind of getting acclimated to Chelsea, doing, going through the growing pains. But as a player overall, he always does something. He very, very direct. He'll take players on. He's not scared of any defenders. And as a winger, that's all you can ask for. So to me, he's a very, very good signing, and he can play multiple positions across the top, as you mentioned.
Yeah. So for me, Pedro Neto, I gave him a B plus. I like him. He's another player I really like. He may not be the most clinical, but he's very dangerous, and I give him credit for that. So for me, yeah, B plus. I think you put him in another team like City or Arsenal or Liverpool or something like that, he'd probably have more of a goal output because I think the way that Chelsea play, it's everything's going to be predicated on Cole Palmer and whoever he's playing with at striker. I think the wingers have to go find more for themselves than they on this team than they would on another team. So I rate him. I give him a B plus. All right. Last player on the list, Raheem.
The dream.
Your dream, Sterling.
Never been my dream.
Let me say something right now. Hold on. I gotta bring the goddamn because
The candle.
I am. Yeah, I'm so happy that he's gone. I'm
You're
so
supposed to
happy
save his
that this
career.
loan is over.
You're
No,
supposed to save his career.
he's too Chelseafied. He's in the sunken place and
Remember
he
what you
can
said at the
never
beginning of the
return.
year.
So here, please, Francis, it's my turn. I've allowed you. It's my turn. So with this candle, I pass him back onto you, my good brother. I don't ever want to see him at my club ever again. That is an F. That is an F minus. Whatever's below F, he's that. Z, A to Z, he's Z. Z. I never ever want to see that player at my club again. Terrible signing. Waste.
Francis.
The only funny part about it is we brought him in, we paid him $100,000 a week, and you guys still paid the majority of his salary for him to come be at our club. That's the only positive thing.
I saw his salary today. I was looking at it just cause $325K a week.
Pass that back on to you, my brother.
Yeah, myself, honestly, I guess you could say I was a little bit lenient on him. I gave him a D. A D, to be honest. Overall, it was a useless signing, even though we thought obviously him coming in, it would have been, kind of, he's still in the way by that time, like 28, 29, still some decent legs in there. Boy, were we wrong. And we gave him so much bread for such a waste of an output. Countless times where I was screaming at my TV, what in the bleep are you doing, you bleep? Yeah. Yeah. Just, I can't wait till we sell him and get him off our books straight up.
Raheem Sterling is a straight F as if I've ever seen one. There's games you watched and he couldn't beat. I could have been out there. EJ could have played left back. He couldn't beat EJ. And I've seen EJ get beat a lot, as I am the center back in our squad. So Raheem Sterling could not beat
This guy
anyone.
just comes on here and lies every week. He comes on here and lies every week. The last time he was talking about he's a 10, now he's talking about.
Listen, let me finish my point. No, Raheem Sterling. There was games. I remember there was games me EJ would watch. Just like, are you like he can't beat anyone? He can't go past anyone. He's void of ideas. The ball comes to his feet and he doesn't know what he's doing. And it was very disappointing to see. Because even when Saka went down, okay, you thought, all right, here's an opportunity for him to kind of come on, get more minutes. Maybe it was like a thing where he's rusty, he couldn't just get into the team because he's not playing too much. All right, here's your chance, and he couldn't take it. I believe I looked at his stats. He had 2 assists all year, no goals in the Prem, and I don't even know where those 2 assists came from, but it was bad. Your eyes could show you that it looked like his time in the Prem was over. Yeah.
That's it, literally.
But I'm not saying anything about his career. Anything bad about his career as a Premier League player. He's had an amazing career.
Yeah, offered nothing. So happy that he's leaving. Happy to see him going. So, yeah. All right. That was the last player of the list. Even though it was the transfer grading list, it felt like the Chelsea grade list. My goodness. Stop buying players. Okay. Up next on the ticker. Manager of the season. Who we got, gentlemen? Let's start with you, Kenny. I'm tired of hearing from you, Francis. Go ahead, Kenny.
This one was pretty easy. I have to go with Arne Slot. I mean, big shout out to Eddie Howe, Nuno, Ariola, but to come in your first year, yes, people talk about, they already had an established squad, blah blah blah. No one was talking about Liverpool winning it, especially after Jurgen Klopp leaving. You had to come in, people will probably give them maybe a 2-year, 3-year grace period for him to kind of implement his thing. But he said, you know what, I'm not going to change too much. I'm going to not be so open in the back. The left back, right backs, they're going to stay back a little bit more, have more structure in the midfield, have more structure defensively. And that was a recipe just for consistency throughout the season. So to me, especially because it's his first year, yeah, it has to go to Arne Slot. Congrats to him.
Everything you just said, repeated. Literally, it's him.
Thank you.
Really?
You're welcome.
So for me, I don't know. I feel like
It's
people are
not
hyping
Arteta, so
Arne
get it
Slot.
out your head.
I know. I know your butt hurt.
He's
right now.
He's trying to make a way.
I'm not making nothing.
Like forcing it. You know, it's okay, bro. It's okay. I don't know. For me, I don't think it can be Arne Slot because for a team to be in the championship title run last year, and that exact same team kind of roll over to the next year, like for me, I can't give him the credit. Like I didn't even see him as being like one of the top 3. In my opinion, I want to say Areola. I always forget his name. The coach from Crystal Palace. What's his name?
Oh my god.
Something Glasnow or
Glasnow,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah. Him and so who did I say? Areola, Glasnow.
Yeah, Oliver Glasner.
Oliver Glasner, yup. Eddie Howe. Those are my 3 honorable mentions, but I have to give it to Nuno Espirito Santo because, my lord, to get Nottingham Forest into European football like he has done.
They're not in European football, you know that, right?
Wait. I thought they made the Conference League.
Sorry, the Conference League?
They made the Conference League. Yeah.
All right,
to get that club into Europe, a team who was like near relegation battle last year, to get them to be, in the Champions League spot for the majority of the season and to kind of just fall away at the very end, I got to give them credit because nobody even thought that they would be anywhere near that. So I have to give them credit for that. So that's going to be, in my opinion, my manager of the season, Nuno Espirito Santo.
Okay. I respect it. I think if he had made Champions League, that would have put him very close. But they kind of tailed off at the end, but I respect it.
Yeah. Yeah, after that, the very next person after that, in my opinion, is Eddie Howe. To carry the team that he has with the lack of depth, always having injuries, all that stuff, to have them finish the Champions League, got to give him credit for that. But honorable mention for sure. Okay, and then the last segment of the show will be Premier League Player of the Season. I think this one is pretty standard, pretty straightforward.
Unanimous.
Shall we say it in unison?
If we can get our delays to stop. Mo Salah.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Mohamed Salah.
Mo Salah running down the wing.
Yeah.
That one's straightforward. Everybody already knows. Like, he had 50 goal contributions, like 30 goals, 20 assists, whatever he finished with. Insane season for him. Main reason why Liverpool won the league this year. Shout out to him winning another title. And I think he's going to solidify himself as the best Liverpool player of all time. So shout out to him for that.
Yeah, 'cause he got it done.
Yeah,
He got it
actually,
done.
Yeah,
He's won he's won one Champions League and 2 Premier Leagues.
2 Prems. Yeah,
That's more than Gerrard's ever
Gerrard,
done.
yeah.
Gerrard's only won one Champions League.
Champions
That's it.
League. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, shout out to Salah, the guy. But yeah,
What could have been, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Chelsea product, right?
Yeah, you know that.
Fiorentina product. Shut up.
You know that.
You know that.
But yeah, anyways, anything else from the pod?
Nah, just appreciate, you both. It's been a long time coming. We've been thinking about doing this for a while, so glad we were able to do it. Appreciate the fans, everybody who commented, subscribed, gave any feedback in person, online, whatever it was. Appreciate you guys, and looking forward to next season.
Much love always, and only up from here. It's only bigger and better. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. To piggyback off of what Kenny said, we've been talking football together for years now, and whoever it was that kind of just sprinkled, why don't you guys just start a podcast? You want to just definitely give a shout out to that person, because the way that we talk football, shoot, we might as well start a podcast. And happy we were finally able to do it. A lot of groundwork went into this, a lot of effort, a lot of planning, everything, because it's not easy to record a weekly podcast, because everyone has their own personal lives, their own things going on, things come up, have to reshuffle, reschedule, things like that. So appreciate every single one of you that have tuned in, shown love, liked our content, shared it, commented, subscribed, listened to an episode, watched an episode, whatever it is. Appreciate everything you guys have done for us, for keeping things rolling. And like they said, stay tuned, because there's definitely more to come. But this is the last episode of the season. We'll tune in with you guys next season. Appreciate the love and support. As always, you'll find us on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and what else, Francis?
Apple Podcasts.
My boy. We'll tune in with y'all next season. Y'all be safe. Appreciate you.